Hi, everyone, and welcome today, November 18th, to our weekly webinar. Angela and myself are so happy and excited to be here with you. Please make sure that you have your pencil, paper, your notebook where you write down everything that we learned on this Monday's webinars. Let's say hi to Angela. Hi, Angela. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm just getting my things ready here to demonstrate for you today. So it is November 18th already. We were just saying, can you believe how fast this month goes by? This time of year is always very speedy, which is why we're talking to our customers now about holiday shopping and all these exciting things that are going on during this time of year. So on our agenda today, we're going to focus on our needs spotlight as insomnia, sleep issues, being able to wind down and rest at the end of the day. And we will talk about the components of the Better Sleep Set and how they each work, how to demonstrate them for people in the best way. For your business tools and sales tips, we'll be going over the stress-free life guide and certification options that are available to you, and also the stress-free life test that you can use to, it's like the test is like the survey that you can send out to customers and have them kind of reflect on their own needs for rest and relaxation. And we'll talk about that in our tech tip, as well as how to take parts of that quiz, that stress-free life quiz or test, and use some of those questions in your social media to make them more interactive as well. And then we're also going to talk about, it's kind of prospecting, kind of community building, but how can we thank our used community this time of year? What are some meaningful ways to reach out to the people who purchase from us, who are part of our team, who are our loyal PCC club members, things like that, during this time of year, just to say, hey, thanks for being a part of this with me. I really appreciate you. And I'll give you a few options and ideas for how to do that this next week. So we're talking about insomnia, nighttime routine, bed or sleep issues, etc. And that works really well with our Better Sleep Set that is on special right now. So if you're thinking about our customer needs cards, for example, this would be like this one on stress, anxiety, irritability, for children, when we want them to be calm at the end of the day, get ready for their bedtime routine, get a good night's sleep. Also for insomnia, anxiety, just feeling like overstimulated or wound up still at the end of the day, the Better Sleep Set is a really good recommendation for people with these needs. So remember, the Better Sleep Set has these three really calming pieces to it. So Gardenia Nights Roll On. What a heavenly aroma, right? I absolutely love this one. It's a blend of 11 essential oils? Let me make sure I got the right number. 11 different essential oils that are just a natural way to help our mind slow down before bed. Remember, a lot of the essential oils in this are going to help our GABA receptors do a little bit better job at slowing things down at the end of the day, and really get a good night's rest. So this is something that we apply to our temples. It's almost bedtime, right? We can apply this. I'll try to stay awake for the rest of the webinar. Behind your ears, nape of neck. Like, remember, it's like right in this little dip at the bottom of our head, right? So that little dip is a good spot to apply this on your wrists. This one in particular, I feel like it works really well on the soles of your feet and along the sides of your Achilles tendon as well. So really make sure your customers know that, because they'll get really good absorption. And a lot of us, after we use this, are sleeping within 5 to 10 minutes. It's fantastic. And it smells really nice as well. It really like a floral sweet aroma. Yeah. And we also have the Melissa Bath Essence as a part of this set. So this is something that we combine with a warm immersion bath or foot bath to wind down, especially if we're feeling just overstimulated, overwhelmed, and need to unwind. Yes. So Melissa, some of the key ingredients in this are Melissa, lavender, and chamomile. This has Melissa extract and then chamomile and lavender essential oils. So it's really gentle on our skin as well. No coloring in this one at all. So it's great for using with our kiddos as well. Just remember that if an adult is taking an immersion bath, we would use 1 to 2 capfuls of this in a full bath. If it's for children, it would be a half capful in their bath. And also, if you're just doing a foot bath, a half capful is enough for that as well. And then our anti-stress blend is our last one. I keep this in my purse at all times because I teach small children and we need this sometimes. So this is a blend of 15 essential oils that provide a sense of improved well-being and relaxation to help us cope with the stress and challenges in everyday life. So this is something that it's a used blend, so you can apply it with a carrier, cream or oil, or our body mist. But it is okay to use in small amounts right on your skin. So a lot of times we take a drop or two to our palm. We apply to our pressure points with our finger. We breathe in, so we have to rub our hands to really get that aroma into the air, right? So activate the aroma and take those deep breaths in. And remember, that's a really quick way to de-stress for your customers who suffer with anxiety and things like that. And just like after the work day, when you get home and you want to start unwinding, super quick fix for helping your body get into that relaxation mode. So remember that when you are demonstrating this set for your customers, you can just pass the Gardenia Nights roll on around for them to enjoy the aroma. It takes just a little bit and they can really smell that. They could apply a little to their wrist and enjoy that aroma. It also just helps them see how long our oils last, how long they'll be able to smell that on their skin. When you are demonstrating your Melissa bath essence, you'll want to bring along some hot water and just a little glass dish and just add a little bit of the bath essence to it. You don't need a half capful. You just like a couple drops is enough for your demonstration. As we know, this is a lovely, just like really energetic, I mean, not energetic, what do I want to call this? It's like a very herbal, sweet aroma. I don't know what other words would I use to describe this one. I love it. Now it makes my brain calm immediately when I smell this, right? So it's that herbal sweet aroma of Melissa, but also that calm, mellow aroma of chamomile and lavender. And it's just fantastic. So just a couple of drops of this, pass it around and let your guests at your demonstration smell from the vapors in with this hot water. I just used my like my tea kettle, like my electric tea kettle to heat that up and put that in there. And then when you're demonstrating anti-stress, since you'll probably already have people like trying on the gardenia on their wrists, you could put a drop in their palm of their hand, have them rub to activate and take those deep breaths. You can also just put a drop of this on a tissue and have them pass it around that way. Remember, we don't really want to have our customers breathe right out of the bottle because it can be a little bit too strong. So either they can hold it in front of them and waft the aromas, or put a drop or two on a tissue and hand it around so that they can smell it that way. So you really want to, since it's a powerful aroma, little things like that will make a big difference when doing your demonstration to not overpower their senses the very first time that they've tried any of those products, right? So hopefully that helps just give you an idea. This is a great in-person demonstration set and really good for gift giving. And we use a lot of this, like the Melissa with the whole family. Gardenia Nights and anti-stress would be a little bit more for our older kids and adults, but just let me know if you have any questions about how to talk about that when promoting it with your customers, okay? All right, so in honor of our Better Sleep set, we are going to use that for our challenge this week. So I would like you to go in to your browser on your device and go to your personal website and click on Shop. You're going to go into the promos and offers and find the Better Sleep set, copy that URL, and we're going to get the URL from your shopping website. We're going to take it to bit.ly and we're going to shorten and or customize it using bit.ly and send it off to Cesar. So I know we've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. If you have questions about how to do it, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to just set a timer and let you go for it. I think everyone who's here with us live has done this before, so you guys should be okay. But we're going to take our direct product link, pop it over to bit.ly to make it shorter, and send it off to Cesar. If you're not so sure about bit.ly and you haven't had much practice with it yet, you can send him your complete product link and we'll check in with you or check out our last couple of webinars where we've gone through all those steps. So I'm going to set a timer for you. Let's see, to give you a couple of minutes to go through that process while we're here. Technical difficulties in the chat. No worries. We can check in later. Okay. Hopefully that gave you enough time to get your link from your shopping website, turn it into a bit.ly and send it to Cesar. It really does take us about 2 minutes. I was done even with like 30 seconds to spare. Once you get the hang of it, this is such a time-saving trick for your business that gives you a beautiful short little link to send off to your customers. If you're checking in with customers today or tomorrow and you're sending them a message, add this at the bottom so that they have quick access right to that set as you are sharing it with them. Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. All right. And by sending that link into Cesar, you're showing him that you are joining our challenge for this week. So if you sell one or more Better Sleep sets, you get a 5 ml, the 5 ml orange essential oil for free this week. So it's a really versatile oil that is great to use by itself, blend with lavender, blend with our floral aromas, etc. So that's one you definitely want to have in your used toolkit. So by selling just one or more of the Better Sleep sets at a really good price point with the holiday deals, make sure that we share that link with Cesar so he knows that you're participating. Perfect. Okay. So since we're talking about the Better Sleep set, as you know, these are some of the main products that are included in our stress-free life topic for wellness events. So today we want to just go over a little bit where to find that guide, because that is a great resource to have either printed or bookmarked on your browser this month, because it really helps to talk about that set and really high need products for holiday shopping. So remember that your stress-free life guide is going to include anti-stress, lavender, harmony, the St. John's Wort and Bergamot bath foam, Melissa bath essence, gardenia nights, and then they just briefly mention the essential 3 set in there as well. So this is a huge need, especially for just people dealing with holiday stress. This is another great topic to bring up. Make sure you are an expert at that information and know how to demonstrate it easily when the opportunity arises. And also we have the Stress-Free Life Guide certification. So remember, if you go into your consultant app, click on training, click on wellness event guide certification, and then you can choose from that link tree that's set up for you, stress-free life, and go in and take that quiz. Just make sure that you do open up the wellness event guide, go through it really thoroughly before you take the quiz so that you can answer that. We get pretty specific in those quizzes to make sure that you're really an expert on the guide. So let us know if you have any questions about that, but that is a great goal for your professional development this month, is to complete that certification for this topic. And then another tool that we have available this month is the quiz, or like the survey for stress-free life. This is found in Virtual Office and in your consultant app under Spa Tools. And it's just a little quiz that your customers can go through, or that you can send and ask your customers to send you their answers. But you say, like, do everyday problems cause you to worry too much? Do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Do you feel like your brain just keeps going and going and going when you're trying to solve a problem? Do you get irritated easily? Things like that, right? So it has really good questions to talk about a stressful or busy or anxious life. And then the second page of it is going to give recommendations for different products that help us deal with those emotions and kind of let them flow through a little bit more easily. Yes. So if you want to find that resource, if you go into virtual office, click on spa tools, and then the stress-free life test. Very easy to find. And if you're in your consultant app as well, you go into resources and spa materials. And again, there's a folder in there that's called quiz. So it's called test or quiz. It's like a survey, right? All means the same thing. So go into quiz, and then you can choose from the different topics that we have. Remember that when we're in this Google Drive page and you want to share this with someone else, these usually show up as a PDF. So you can either screenshot them into 2 images to send off to people and just kind of cut out the edges, or you can click on the little 3 dots. This little Google menu pops up and you go to send a copy, to send it directly to someone's messages, to save a copy to your files. You have lots of different options once you click on send a copy. Okay. Any questions about that? Go ahead and let us know. But just a reminder where to click as you are sharing that resource with your customers. Okay. Questions? Go ahead and let us know in the chat. Perfect. All right. So this is my favorite part of our webinar today. As we know, a lot of people are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving next week, and it's just a good time of year to just take a little moment to be grateful and thankful for the people who make up our youth community and to help our business thrive, help us reach more people with all of our youth opportunities. So I have a little quote here for you. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it, right? A lot of times we're so grateful to our customers. We say thank you when they place an order. We reach out to them. But it's nice to just do that kind of out of the blue as well, once a year or multiple times a year, to say, hey, I'm thinking of you. Thanks for being a part of my youth community. So when you're showing gratitude to your youth community or your youth world, it's usually your customers, your PCC members, and your team. So like the consultants that are working with you on your youth team. So little things that you can do. And while I'm sharing these, if you have something else that you do, please feel free to share in the chat. We would love to hear more ideas. Just take a little moment to do something personalized and special to say thank you to them. So you could send out little thankful for you cards with a handwritten note and maybe something to kind of pamper your customers. So I would have these little like thank you size notes and envelopes, right? I grab a nice fine point permanent marker and I write them a little note of like, hi, Janice, thank you so much for being a part of my youth community this year. I am so grateful for, and some of the things that they've done to be active in your youth community, things like that. So grateful to call you a friend and customer, things like that, right? And then I sign it. And I can include a couple of pampering samples. Maybe the foot cream and the hand cream are really good ones that don't really need much explanation. The lavender cream, thyme cream, and Eucosol spray, because so much respiratory stuff's going on, a couple of vital use creams, things like that. Something that just feels like a nice pampering gift for them. We're not really selling it. We're not really pushing sales talk in this communication, but we send out something special for them. And I'll give you the secret formula. A card about this size with a handwritten note and 2 samples can go out with a regular stamp if you're trying to do the math on the weight of your postage and things like that. So that's usually the system that I use. 2 samples fits just right in here, and you can send it out in the regular mail. Just make sure it doesn't get too bulky, right? So that's a really nice way. People always reach out to me like, oh, I haven't gotten a handwritten note in so long. They really appreciate those. You could also sit down and make individual phone calls to people. People love a nice chat, versus just a group message or things like that. So a phone call, check in with them, see how they're doing. Or if you mostly have messenger contact with them, you can send them a personalized message. Just make sure that it doesn't sound like a template that you're copying and pasting to everyone, right? You want to take the time to say like, hi, Laura, it's Angie, just wondering how your year is going. I wanted to let you know I'm really thankful for you and for you being a part of my youth business, right? Like you really want to personalize it and keep it casual and connected. You could also do something like if you have a customer group set up a raffle. So everyone who buys from now till whatever date gets an entry. You raffle off chamomile hand cream or something like that. Just some little treat to spoil your customers who have been loyal and building your business for all these years. Okay, and just remember to keep this focused on connecting versus sales, right? It is actually a great prospecting method. It's a great way to keep contact open and running with your customer base, but the tone of this reach out should be connection with a human being, not salesy, right? So just make sure you watch your language with that, and really show your gratitude to your used community. This is a great thing to do in these next 7 days, between now and Thanksgiving. While people are really in that mode, in that mindset of being thankful for things. So, all right. And then another way that we can reach out to more people with our used community and kind of trying to reach out to people who have already bought from us and have not, right, is by getting our customer surveys a little bit more interactive. So we're going to talk about that with our tech tip today. So we showed you that stress-free life quiz, right? That it has like that survey with the different stress-free life topics and questions on it. It shows the products. Now, if you are going to take that and just send it off, that is a low-tech option, right, to start that interaction or that conversation with your customers. So you can really just go in, like I showed you, go into your consultant app, open up the quiz out of your spa materials, and send it off to your customers, right? And that's okay. You can just send it off that way and say, hey, I'm just interested in how you're doing with your stress management. Go ahead and let me know if you're struggling with any of these. I'd be happy to give you some recommendations, right? That's the low tech option. You might also want to try a few interactive options with your social media. So by taking that quiz as your inspiration and picking out one question at a time to really focus on in your social media, you're going to get some really high need topics to start some conversations online as well. So if you, for example, pick question number 2, do you have trouble falling asleep at night? A lot of people do, right? Insomnia is very common. A lot of people are taking sleep medication they don't want to, things like that. This is a very common problem for a lot of adults, especially in our society. So you could take one question like, do you have trouble falling asleep at night? And you could post that in some interactive ways in social media. I'm just going to show you a couple. More exist, but here's a couple of things that you can do. So you can create, if you have like a Facebook group where your customers are located, you can go into that group and you can go to like make a post. And by clicking on the text and clicking more, or a lot of us, it shows up already. Like on mine, I've posted polls before, so it shows up as a quick option there. But it says poll, like right under where I could post a picture or text or something like that, it says poll. So I click on that. And when I click on that, it's going to give me a screen that just gives me options like A, B, C, and D. I go ahead and fill them in for whatever topic. So for this question, do you have trouble falling asleep at night? I would put yes, sometimes, no, or yes, often, sometimes, right? And so people will answer my poll. I just go in, put in the options, click next, add in the question, like as the text of my post. I put wellness poll, sleep. Do you often struggle to fall asleep? What do you currently do to help? So I'm technically asking people to click and answer the poll, and I'll be able to see the results from my group page, or they can also comment on it and let me know, oh, I do this, this, and this when I'm struggling to fall asleep. All of these things just get them to click. It boosts the algorithm of my post, and it also is going to help me open some conversations based on their needs for anyone who is struggling to fall asleep. Okay, so this is very easy to put together. This took me about 15 seconds, and it was good to go. You can also add images to those poll options if you would like. So you can play around with that, but it's a very simple, easy thing to set up on Facebook. And also, it's really easy to add a poll to your stories. So if you are posting from Instagram to your stories, you can add little poll or question and answer stickers on your stories. I know we've talked about this before. So, and it's really easy to set up. You know, I did this today even. I just grabbed my phone, I opened up Instagram, I clicked my little plus button to add something, and I went to story. Okay, so I clicked on story to tell it where to send my post. Yes. And then it just pops up with a little camera because stories are supposed to be candid moments in our life. And all I did is I recorded a quick, me yawning. Yes. So it didn't take much time. I had decent lighting. I had my camera held up at a decent angle, but it was really just a quick blip of my life, right? I was yawning. It was real. It was the real deal. And then after I recorded that, I went in and on top of it, I clicked next. I went to the little link sticker place, right? The little sticker that gives us all these different options. It's like a little square with a happy face in it. Yeah. So I clicked up there. I chose to add a poll link to it. And again, it pops up. It's just a blank poll. I fill in a little question and some answers. It was the same thing. Do you struggle to fall asleep at night? Yes, sometimes, or no, or yes, often, or sometimes, right? Those are all options. And people just click and answer my poll. Now, and I added a little sticker that says Monday, right? Or Monday vibes on there as well. So people are going to click on this. I can go in and during those 24 hours that it's posted, I just keep an eye on it and it'll tell me if people have answered my poll. And as I click on my story, it'll give me my poll results of who clicked on each thing. So if I see that someone answered that, yes, they're having sleep difficulties, I know to message them or reach out to them and check in with some sleep, rest, and relaxation options. Okay, so this is a very easy thing to put together. You can use this with used materials also if you'd like, but remember that stories are supposed to be candid. Like you want to show your face, you want to keep it casual. So try to do a variety of things like that where they're just snapshots of your life and you post a poll to see who else has that same experience. Okay, easy peasy. Again, that took me like 30 seconds to post. Like it was so easy and so fast, and it's boosting my interaction on my social media outreach. And what by posting it to Instagram, I have my two accounts linked. So this is also going to post to Facebook and people will see it in both places. Okay, any questions about that? Go ahead and let us know in the chat. So take that stress-free life quiz, bring it to life on your social media as well. It has a ton of questions so that you could really post content like 12 days in a row about that topic and keep people interested and engaged with that. Okay, so that brings us to our wrap up for today. So for our call to action, remember to send your direct product link to SASAD for the Better Sleep Set. Bit.ly if you can, otherwise your direct product link is okay too, but if you can shorten it with Bit.ly, again, it looks so nice when we have to post it in our comments or in a message, it shortens it up for us. Send out those thank you messages to your used community. You might send out messages or mailings or phone calls, whatever it is you decide to do to make a personal connection with your customer base. Send out customer needs surveys to engage your audience with the stress-free life topics, especially better sleep, insomnia, sleep issues, if you're talking about the Better Sleep Set this week. And as always, focus on selling at least $300 in products and sets to keep your business building and growing and really making it so worth your while by setting those good goals for yourself every week. All right, and as you know, we're always focusing on each day, each week, a little more than the last, each month, a little more than the last. Just keep growing, trying one new thing at a time to build your used business and skills. All right, so those of you who are joining us for the replay, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all soon. And whoever's here with me live, you can stay tuned for a couple of time-sensitive reminders.